whatever you have noticed in private life or professionally, relationships or relationship with you and others, would be amazing to hear this, Tsuki.
Since I started to practice AFP, this is really gentle but massive. It's more than huge. It's so much change. So maybe I should like break down. First time when I came to the contact with Art of Feminine Presence, mini lessons when we start to stay in our energetical form, what's happening and what makes the differences. And this lesson I took by Miki-san, licensed AFP teacher in Japan. I took it. It was online and Zoom, and I saw the massive differences. Right, it was like in immediate effect. They didn't even need 1 minute, 10 seconds, and it was like boom. The women who I met that day on the Zoom, and they started to radiate, attracting. I met those women for the first time in my life, only in a small picture on this Zoom, and I felt like I'm in love with them. They started to become so radiating and attractive. I really felt like I want to listen to them. I want more. I want to be connected to them. Somehow it was a massive effect for me. First time how I started to interested was like for my professional life. I started to give online coaching sessions. I started to like publish the YouTube channel, those things. So I thought this ability was something what I really needed to know. I just sensed it. It makes a huge difference. So my first interest was for my professional life. Soon I realized that in my daily life, maybe you can stop me when it feels like a too up space, but I felt like after I started to practice AFP, I started to really feel like VIP everywhere.
Wow.
It's strange. It's so strange, but somehow people memorize my face, my existence. People start to sing for me on the street, and also like the degree of compliments. You know, there is a many kind of compliments, right? And also, I tell you, all of you, it's like many years in my life, I didn't get any kind of compliments, or maybe more like critique. So I was not the one who was always be blessed with so many compliments from many people. Actually, not. But after I practiced inner journey with consciousness, etc., after I started to practice as AFP, it's changed. It's like 180 degrees. It's not only you're beautiful. Or when I see you, I feel energized. So when I see you, I feel happy. When I see you, or when you are around, I feel so safe. Those kind of compliments until you got this. And I never heard so many times in my life that so many different kind of people from different kind of culture, ages, genders, you my goddess.
Yes.
You are beautiful like goddess. You radiate like goddess. You inspire me like goddess. And this is the massive effect what I noticed for the first time.
Being seen, and not just seen and remembered and treated as VIP wherever you go, but being reflected back through those appreciations and genuine compliments, what an effect you have on other people.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
That's a massive change from not being seen, not being acknowledged, and actually being criticized, to being somebody's inspiration, somebody's light, and being told this. And again, it's like not outside of the class, also just in day-to-day life, wherever, in a cafe, in a supermarket, meeting with friends. This is what I love about this work, that is so grounded, that it's not like we go to this workshop, we have a nice high, and then we go back to real life. It becomes, people pick up on that because you radiate a different signal. It is like a goddess because it's so rare to see it, you know. It's such a gem, it's such a value to bring this into the room.
Feedback what I received from the world, I would say. So it was not only from men, also not only from the women, also from small children, sometimes from, let's say, animals. So I understand this is not only about our conscious level, much more. The changes was I started to see the changes in my world, what I observed, like a vortex. It started to manifest. I started to notice it's going to be like more. Many times I found the effect of Art of Feminine Presence. I was so thankful that I started to practice as AFP. I see the big differences in my attitude or what's happening inside of myself after I started to practice it. So I picked up one thing. I just met a man. He was gorgeous person. He's like ex-model or something. So he physical beauty. Wow, wow, wow. And he was a successful entrepreneur. Wow, again. So we met, we went on a date. Really soon I realized that on the highway, I started to tell my thing, and he was like, oh, so shut up. He didn't say shut up, but his attitude was like, he just wanted to show up with his also trim. Like, I did that, I got that, and I know those person, I already done this before, blah, 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 all bragging. You know, I thought like, damn, I was on the highway. This is okay, can happen. I just started to kind of regret, and I started to blame myself. How can I save this situation for me and also for us? I just saw like Rachel Jane said one practice is quite good for human relationships, the vertical core. Let's do it. Let's practice it. As I started to do that, I didn't even need 2 seconds. I started to practice it. 180 changes. I just found out it's like we have different love language. It's like when I think about the love and the connection, I want to understand this person. I want to be understood. So we share, but he has different language. For him, it's like to make the connections, to be understood or to understand the other. For him, love language is like making a lot of effort to tell the good things about himself. And all inside, I was like, damn, we just met. We don't know where we are going. And he doesn't know if he likes me, or he doesn't know if I will like him, but he is the one taking such a huge responsibility to give that energy, giving and giving and giving. And I was like, I'm not, my love is not big enough, as big like he does now. I feel like when somebody is not interested in me, I also slow down. But he was the one, regardless of that, he was giving. He wanted to shine for me. And I was like, it was so mind-blowing. It touched me so hard.
That is beautiful, actually. Yeah, it's what at first it looked like bragging. Actually, it was the masculine providing, giving to you energy because he found you worthy of it and wanting to prove himself as worthy of your company and your time and your energy. And that is a very directive energy, the masculine. The feminine is more receptive, is more receiving this light, receiving this attention, as opposed to fighting. Now I'm going to tell you about my achievement now. Listen to me. You're having to compete, then we clash.
Honestly, I used to be the one. Now you shut up. I will tell you, or I go. And it was like
Me too.
But somehow at the moment I started to become I appreciated that much. I had such a huge respect for him because he was doing something what I can never do. And he was doing that for us and for me. It was so touching, and I started to be so touched, and I think I was nearly crying. I was so impressed, like so my heart energy was like radiating, and he saw this shine. He was so sensitive. He also started to shine, and our energy was really like we just married. It was still temporary episode, but still the moment was moment, right? Also for you who is watching this video, you can imagine what kind of big difference it makes. My former self was like, now you shut up or I go. Or I was so appreciated with my entire body and energy and radiance. And I was so happy with that. And I was so fulfilled.
The polarity, that is the beautiful experiencing polarity, for him to feel received by you and for you to receive his energy. Then you both rise together. Otherwise, the energy gets cut and everybody gets frustrated and we fight. So it becomes almost like, you both start to radiate, to shine. And it uplifts both in your strengths, one in their masculine, the other in their feminine, both staying home and having this beautiful meeting. It's so fulfilling. It's quite divine, quite spiritual. It's amazing to see how you would have done it before and how you're doing it now. It's exactly the same experience because of what you have now. It's turned totally around.
This is the effect of auto feminine presence, being receptive. And this is something what we need to practice practice, open up ourselves. And now I also want to know what happened to you then, before and after.
Yeah, before and after. I love the point as well that it uplifts relationship. I noticed a huge difference with my mother. In the past, it was almost like an enmeshment of energy and then fighting and not really feeling seen and heard with her. It's very subtle but very profound, the change. It's a sense that I can stay in my center. She hears me when I speak. She's not cutting me. She listens and she's absorbing, and I'm seeing her and I'm listening to her, and I'm able to see my God and to not just see but to receive a mother's love. And what that was something I used to fight, used to be kind of back to front, me trying to in some ways mother her or coach her or mentor her or overgive to her, which is back to front energy. So now I feel like I'm taking my role as a child. I'm receiving, appreciating a mother's love, and I'm like, wow, this is like a love like no other. Probably I will never in my life. It's an immense wanting to give to your child and loving them and accepting them and wanting to protect them, to secure them. It's a privilege to receive that and to have her here with me. I've gone from fighting and overgiving and trying to control to softening and seeing her and being seen by her without us trying to control each other, sake of connection, kind of merge into one energy. Now we are two separate women who are able to talk and who are able to be soft but strong with each other and appreciate what we all have to give to this relationship, which is very different roles. And now it's very clear for me what my role is and what hers is. So this holidays has been so much more easy for me and so much more nourishing, and I've received a lot more than I would have. I let it touch my heart, and I could see it with my sister as well, like letting go of this controlling way of being and being more centered and more soft, more spacious in myself from these practices, allow her to come towards me, to open up vulnerably heart to heart, and then I could support. I'm now better. I don't have to prove that I'm better than you to uphold some sort of pretense or image. I just could be there with her, and that was so special. It really touched me to tears to have this, because I wanted it for so long, but I was going about it from the wrong ways, trying to, with masculine energy, to go in there and force, to force to go. That's not my essence. That's not who I am. That's leaning back a little bit more, allowing, staying present, and then everything comes towards me. That's what I seen career-wise as well, and in networking. Because I'm so sensitive, as I said before, highly sensitive, I used to overgive. I used to just kind of feel the room and what everybody's doing, what everybody's needing. I would be so exhausted after social engagements, after networking, anything public. I would need so much downtime, so much recovery. And now I see that I can go to networking. I'm speaking. It's surely sometimes I'm nervous. Sometimes I have fear. This is human. I still have all the human emotions, but I'm able to feel secure and to stay home. Like my attention stays mostly in my body, mostly in my feminine form. I'm almost more aware of people, but in a different way without losing my energy. So I come home and I feel well, like I might need half an hour rest. And then I'm excited to go again to see people, to network. That's a huge thing for me, for my business as self-employed, to be able to show up and show myself. It's been massive also in terms of my income. Like since I discovered AFP 6 years back, my income has increased 3 times. And I am comfortable with that. I feel value. I feel, oh yeah, I am bringing value in this way, in my unique way, and I serve and I deserve. So I'm comfortable with this. And that's what I see with other of my clients as well. It's like we own our value. We own our value as women, and then others also respond to that, because others will treat us as we feel. We're setting a standard by the very way we are talking or sitting or moving through life. So others are always looking at us to see, how should I treat this person? How valuable do they feel they are? It's powerful stuff, because we can increase this, we can feel this, and we can change our lives and how others treat us and how we treat ourselves. So yeah, this is.
I am more like a hypersensitive personality, but I love to mingle with people. But because I'm so hypersensitive, I needed to shut down a lot. It's like I can be there, but I needed to shut down. So it's like pretend as if I'm overconfident. I also used to receive like feedback. It's like I look like a person who her aura is telling, it's like I get everything what I want. I look like that. Some people said so. But I think it was a persona, what I was like covering me up. And I'm sensitive. We see, we hear, we perceive a lot. Something is nice, something is not nice, and we perceive everything at the same time. It's too much. So we needed to somehow pretend or shut down, cut down the thing. So we are putting so much energy not to feel, right? So somehow it was exhausting. So I also didn't know how exhausting it was. So sometimes I was more like outgoing type. I really love to mingle with people. Some other time I just needed to be alone completely. I just wanted to cry for anything what I didn't actually let myself feel for other occasion. Somehow it was like sometimes I felt like a bipolar. So it was just so exhausting for myself as well. But after I started to practice art of feminine presence, it started to become more relaxing. And also I can be in a public place. I can be also by myself, like everywhere, with my clients, with my old friends, new friends, but it will be more with this ease. And I feel like I feel safe with that. What happening to my client, it's a little bit similar to what you started to share. And can I share this story?
Yes, please. Yes.